A total of 4,374 players have appeared in at least one NBA game. How can anyone whittle that number down to the top 10? Attempting to create that list is an excruciating endeavor. The number of painful omissions may be about as large as the list itself. Individual debates like Michael Jordan versus LeBron James or Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird pop up all over the place. The NBA has showcased a wealth of talent over the course of 70-plus years. Even though a definite top 50 is likely impossible to uncover, that won't prevent us from thinking. You've already seen the top 10s for each of the 5 primary positions: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Now, it's time to put everyone together. As has been the case throughout this series, the criteria are mostly subjective, though heavily influenced by both basic and advanced statistics. Catch-all metrics like box plus minus, available from 1973 to 1974 season on, and win shares per 48 minutes came into play. And you'll see pace and playing time adjusted numbers in the form of per 75 possessions, but intangibles have to be factored into these conversations as well. In the end, the most difficult calls often came down to instincts. And again, some of the cuts that had to be made went way beyond difficult. Those players still deserve a shout out. So you'll find them in the honorable mentions before we get to the top 15. Before we start, click subscribe, click the notification bell beside it, help us gain 1,000 subscribers, leave a comment, and like the content. And so without further delay, here we go. For the honorable mentions, we have Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Julius Erving, Jerry West, Dwayne Wade, Karl Malone. At number 15, David Robinson. Career per game stats: 21.1 points, 10.6 rebounds, 3.0 blocks, 2.5 assists, 1.4 steals. Per 75 possessions, 23.5 points, 11.9 rebounds, 3.3 blocks, 2.8 assists, 1.6 steals. Relative true shooting percentage plus 5.4. Box plus minus 7.4. Win shares per 48 minutes 0.250. If the list were based on nothing but numbers, David Robinson would likely be even higher. He's fourth all-time in career box plus minus, trailing on LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Charles Barkley. Jordan is the lone player ahead of the Admiral in career win shares per 48 minutes, and the difference there is minus skills 0.2505 to 0.2502. Robinson's basic numbers paint a pretty impressive picture as well. During his first 7 years in the league, he averaged 25.6 points, 11.8 rebounds, 3.6 blocks, 3.1 assists, and 1.7 steals with a 59.2 true shooting percentage. MJ was the only player in that stretch who had a box plus minus better than Robinson's 8.6. And unlike some of the other legends of the 90s, he was able to outlast his airness and win 2 championships in the post-Jordan vacuum. Sure, Tim Duncan helped on the front, but Robinson deserves far more than credit than he gets for those titles. In 1999, when the San Antonio Spurs won their first championship with the head coach Greg Popovich, Robinson led the NBA in regular season box plus minus. His responsibility as a scorer had diminished by then, but he was still one of the game's best all-around players. Now, the elephant in the room is that Robinson is placed ahead of Olajuwon. The 1995 Western Conference Finals were a big moment in the careers of both centers. Houston won in 6 games, and the basic numbers of the 2 centers were revealing. Robinson averaged 23.8 points, 11.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 2.2 blocks, 1.5 steals, 55.3 true shooting percentage, while Olajuwon averaged 35.3 points, 12.5 rebounds, 5.0 assists, 4.2 blocks, 1.3 steals, 59.0 true shooting percentage. But cherry-picking one series from the careers of the players who each appeared in over 1,000 games, regular season, and playoffs combined doesn't cut it. When you look at the numbers from their entire careers, Robinson has the lead in the box plus minus win shares per 48 minutes, true shooting percentage, and playoff win shares per 48 minutes.
At number 14, we have Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson average per game is 25.7 points, 9.5 assists, 7.5 rebounds. Per 75 possessions, 16.6 points, 6.1 assists, 4.8 rebounds. Relative true shooting percentage is plus 7. Win shares per 48 minutes, 0.207. Another player from bygone era, the Big O was the standard bearer for point guards for roughly 2 decades before Magic came along. And the two legends share plenty in common. At 6'5", Robertson had great size for point guard, especially when compared to others of his time. And like Magic, he collected triple-doubles at a rate we hadn't seen until Russell Westbrook came up. Robertson played a total of 1,126 games in the regular course of his career. Robertson was 7th in the league in points per game, 1st in assists per game, and 5th in win shares per 48 minutes. At number 13, we have Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon averaged 21.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, 3.1 blocks, 2.5 assists, and 1.7 steals. Per 75 possessions, he averaged 22.7, 11.6 rebounds, 3.2 blocks, 2.6 assists, and 1.8 steals. Relative true shooting percentage is plus 2.1. Blocks plus minus is 4.9. Win shares per 48 minutes is 0.177. There are plenty of places we could start with Hakeem Olajuwon. The Dream Shake, his 2 titles, defense, or even rebounding. But we'll hone in a more specific aspect of his defense at the outset. Olajuwon is the NBA's all-time leader in block shots, and his 3,830 placed him 541 swats ahead of second place Dikembe Mutombo. The Dream is also 4th all-time in games with at least 10 rejections, and tied for 1st in triple-doubles that include blocks. And on March 29, 1990, Olajuwon posted 103 points, rebounds, assists, blocks, quadruple-doubles in NBA history. In a 120-94 win over the Milwaukee Bucks, he had 18 points, 16 rebounds, 11 blocks, and 10 assists. He could truly do a little bit of everything, and his all-around game led to 12 All-Star appearances, 12 All-NBA selections, 9 All-Defensive selections, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 2 Finals MVPs, 2 NBA titles, and an MVP. When asked about his all-time starting 5 on the Today Show in April, Shaquille O'Neal took Olajuwon over himself at center. At number 12, we have Kevin Durant. Durant has an per-game average career of 27 points, 7.1 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1.8 threes, 1.1 steals, 1.1 blocks. For 75 possessions, he averaged 27.6 points, 7.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.9 threes, 1.1 steals, and 1.1 blocks. Relative true shooting percentage is plus 7. Net rating swing is plus 5. Box plus minus is 5.1. Win shares per 48 minutes is 0.217. Kevin Durant may be the most complete scorer in the history of basketball. He can score at the rim, in the post, in the mid-range, and from the outside. And he's not just proficient at those various levels, he's among the best in every area. Just check out his shot chart with either the Warriors or the Thunder, and you'll see lots of red, which is good, all over the floor. If that's not enough, allow Andre Iguodala to explain. People don't appreciate him enough. He's the most talented scorer of all time. Hands down. He's a walking 30 points. He'll get 30 on 12 shots. That's very hard to do. Very efficient. Most guys need to feel the ball in their hands. A lot of them get a rhythm. He doesn't. Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar were two of the guys with unstoppable moves. MJ had a fadeaway and Kareem had a sky hook. But KD is a 7-footer who can hit that he has to pull up from 50 feet out. That's his unstoppable move. Durant's 27.02 points per game ranked 6th all-time. His true shooting percentage is a blistering 61.3. The best true shooting percentage among the rest of the top 10 scoring averages is LeBron James with 58.6. In fact, there isn't another player in the league history who matches Durant's combination of volume and efficiency. For his career, he has usage percentage of 30.1. Among the 15 with a 30-plus career usage average, he's first in both true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage. And that legendary efficiency barely wavers in the high-pressure environment of the playoffs. Durant's playoffs scoring average is 29.09, ranks 4th all-time. His playoff true shooting percentage is 59.67, which is 11th all-time. But what might set Durant apart more than anything else in what he's done in the NBA Finals? Among players with at least 100 Finals minutes, Durant with 24.7 is first in career average game score. Michael Jordan averaged 24.5. Charles Barkley is 23.4. LeBron James with 22.6 and Shaquille O'Neal with 22.6 round out the top 5. Over 15 Finals games, Durant's averages are 30.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1.1 steals. Perhaps most impressive, his finals true shooting percentage is 67.4. It should come as no surprise, then, that Durant has 2 finals MVPs in addition to top 10 All-Star selections, 9 All-NBA selections, 4 scoring titles, and 1 league MVP. At number 11, we have Stephen Curry. Curry average per game is 23.5 points, 6.6 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 threes, 1.7 steals. Per 75 possessions, he averaged 25.1 points, 7.1 assists, 4.8 rebounds, 3.8 threes, 1.8 steals. Relative true shooting percentage is +8. Net rating swing is +12.1. Box plus minus is 6.5. Win shares per 48 minutes is 0.207. 10 years into his career, Stephen Curry already has an argument as the best point guard in NBA history. In a blind poll that pitted Curry's career numbers up against Magic Johnson's, the former won comfortably. When the numbers were limited to 6 years peak, Curry won in a landslide. This shouldn't be all that surprising. Curry is on track to be the most prolific offensive player in league history, at least according to one metric. Right now, 7.13 career offensive box plus minus trails only LeBron James with 7.25. Over the last 5 seasons, Curry's is 9.5 compared to LeBron's 6.8. If those trends hold, Curry should be number 1 all-time by the end of the 2019-2020 campaign. He is the most impactful offensive player in terms of what he does to the defense maybe ever. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said in 2017. Per USA Today's Chris Biderman, there are guys, obviously not Michael Jordan, impacted things. But the way Steph plays puts the fear of God into defenses like nobody I've ever seen. Kerr is right. His point guard figuratively changes the geometry of the floor. He commands double teams 35 feet from the rim, allowing his teammates to play 4-on-3 on countless possessions over the years. This is the evolution of Nash, a prolific shooter who's unleashed to launch as many threes as he can. along with Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, and a handful of others. Curry is among those exceptionally rare players who truly changed basketball. So that wraps up everything for today. Those are the top 15 to 11 of part 1 of the top 15 NBA players of all time. Part 2 will be on Sunday, ranks 10 to 6. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay at home and safe. Don't forget to subscribe. Roy Hoops PH. Peace, yo.